Hello, YouTube. It has been a while. Um, I thought I would come and talk with you guys. A friend of mine is actually live on his website at the minute. So that kind of just inspired me a little bit because I was like, ooh, I'll go live. Um, so I wanted to, I mean, I have been meaning to come and talk on this channel for a little bit because there's obviously been a lot happening recently. And it is stuff that I would have normally kind of gone mental about, but I just haven't. I've been very quiet recently, and I think it's time for me to try and explain that to you. So I am live, but I'm not taking comments um, while I'm actually live. I know that sounds really bad, but I completely forgot how to set it up. So the comments that go on the YouTube page would normally come through to me here, but I can't remember how to set it up. And this is kind of just a spur of the moment thing. So, yeah, that's fun. So, what has been happening with me? So, the last time I uploaded to this channel, I was, I actually had not long moved into my new apartment or flat, whatever you want to call it. And I'm still there somehow. Um, and things are going really well here. I'm still kind of getting settled in. Um, Although it's not like a new town that I've moved to, it's a new area of the town. Um, it's completely different to how I thought it was actually going to be. Uh, I have like a lot more kind of shops and everything near to me, so that's kind of really good. Um, so yeah, it's weird at the minute. But I mean, I had the problem that when I moved in, the old flat that I had a lot of storage. Like it used to have the stairway that if you've ever watched a Bev and Ian video, you will have seen the stairway because we used it in the uh, intro titles for the Monday videos, I think that was. And at the top of them stairs, it had this um, like shed type thing, and you could use that as like a completely storage room. And this place doesn't have that. So all of the stuff that I had in storage has now had to come into this flat with me. And so storage has kind of been a bit of an issue. And it's kind of had a bit of a toll on me of late. Just because it's kind of living in a messy environment, and that sometimes alone can be playing with your head a little bit. And that's kind of what happened with me. So I'm trying to make the changes necessary that I need to, and hopefully it will all go well. For Christmas, I got a load of storage things off my family, so the next couple of days for me are going to be spent basically just packing everything away into these storage things, and hopefully, sort of getting the flat to how I wanted it to look when I first came here. And I sort of like planned things out in my head as to how I wanted things to be, and it never really happened. But it is starting to now. By the way, here's my oversized mug, so bear with me because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, so I need to do a lot of drinking as well, and it is non-alcoholic, in case anyone's wondering. Oh God. I mean, it's fruit juice, but there's loads of ice in it, so it's really cold. Okay, so how have I been? Well, a while ago, I did a talk on this channel about how I was suffering with depression, and I've written a few blog posts about it on my Life with Bev written version of the blog, and yeah, it's been quite tough recently. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been having the typical struggles that you have with depression. Things like motivation, most days just isn't there. The sort of ability to operate normally and think rationally have been kind of little problems for me as well, which haven't helped. um, but I've got a few things that I'm going to be trying over the next couple of weeks and months and everything like that. So fingers crossed, I should not be having many problems for too much longer anyway. That said, though, I have actually been having quite a good time recently. Earlier this year, I made contact, like face-to-face contact, with a friend of mine that I've been talking to for, oh my God, so many years now. And I eventually one night just bit the bullet and I thought, okay, go and meet him, go and get it over and done with. So I met him, I met his girlfriend. The first time that I met him, I didn't meet the kids. But the second time I met him, I met like his whole family. It was a little bit daunting at first, I'm not going to lie to you, but I enjoyed it because they are a family that know about mental health and anxiety and depression and that sort of thing. And it's really helpful having a family that you're in contact with like that, because they are able to not only deal with you, like I've over the past couple of months started having panic attacks, and not like panic attacks as in like can't breathe, but it's panic attacks as in like you just need to get away from people and you just need some like alone time to sort of try and clear your head a little bit. But they've been really understanding about it. They've helped me through a lot of issues and that sort of thing. So it has been amazing to get in touch with all of them. And obviously they have their own lives going on. So it's kind of like a two-way street, because, you know, there's times when I turn up and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm really not doing good and that sort of thing. And they're always there for me then. But obviously the stuff that they go through, and of course I will do my best to try and be there for them, because I always think it's kind of weird how we have this thing of like it's always easier to give advice than it is to sort of take it. And I mean that in the sense of like even your own advice. So if it was someone who was in my situation, I know what I would say to them, but when I try and say it to myself, it's kind of like I put a wall up to myself and I just don't listen to myself. So it's not really that good. So I did say in the description of this video that we would start talking about some topics that I would have actually done videos about on this channel had I have literally had the motivation to do so, but I haven't. So let's talk about them now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the whole thing to do with Brexit. Now, Brexit, I think, is a horrible word. It was created by the media, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. I do, however, absolutely love what happened with Brexit. And if anyone is watching this and wondering how I voted, I did vote in the referendum that we had over here in the United Kingdom, and I voted for us to leave the European Union. The reason that I did that is because I personally have a problem with the fact that, yes, we pay a membership to be in the European Union, and we don't get out as much as we put in. Now, that alone is a fact that people all over the world will go, you're wrong. But the truth of it is that the European Union runs a profit, and that profit does not come from giving countries more than they give you. That's not how profits are generated. The other side of it is that we have, for the United Kingdom, we have members of the European Parliament, which are called MEPs. We allegedly live in a democracy, but I can't tell you the last time that I even heard of a vote happening for an MEP to represent me in Europe. I don't know who that person is at the moment, but there will be someone over there who is representing sort of me, in effect. So I don't think we should be involved in it in that sense, because it doesn't work in a country's democracy. On the other side of it as well, I look at the way that Spain, Italy, and Greece have been treated over the past couple of years. Greece went into literally financial meltdown, and money still is really tight. And the European Union kind of seemed to do nothing about it. They still expected their membership fees to be paid, and they have literally taken the country to bankruptcy, and are just kind of milking it dry at the minute. And I just think you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, okay, yes, the country fell upon hard times because of its banking system. Same here in the United Kingdom. But I think that the money that we put into the European Union, we could spend that in our own country. Um, and, you know, I'm not going to start going on a rant because I don't believe that the problems of the European Union lie solely with immigrants. I don't believe that at all. I believe that in the United Kingdom we have the National Health Service. Well, the National Health Service at the minute is being strangled of all of its resources, like money, staff, um, basically like beds in hospitals, that sort of thing. It's being strangled, and that is down to the government. That isn't down to immigrants at all. But I do kind of think, yeah, if we did pull out of the European Union, we have got that money then to go purely on the National Health Service. And of course, there was the whole controversy about the bus that said it was £350 million was it a week or something like that. That was a load of crap. That really, really was a load of crap. And I think what one thing that happened over here when it came to us having Brexit was that it seemed to be that the media, the people that read mainstream media, all wanted to believe that it didn't go from a yes or a no, it went from left versus right. And that's not how it should have been ever. Because when it came to having the referendum, there was no wrong answer. You know, it didn't mean that you were on the far right if you voted to leave the European Union. And it also didn't mean that you are on the left of politics if you wanted to remain. That's not how it worked at all. But a lot of people got that confused. So there is still a lot of misconceptions out there. There is still a lot of rumors that are going around that people are starting to believe are facts. And look, when it comes down to it, yes, I voted out. And I did my own research on this. I didn't believe anything that was going on in the media because, frankly, on the Leave side and the Remain side, there was lies after lies after lies after rumors after everything. It was just a circus. And I thought, I don't want anything to do with that. So I did my own research about it and I came to my own conclusion. And so some of the people that I have spoken to about this topic have said, well, what is your vision then for the United Kingdom once we leave the European Union? And look, the fact is that, yeah, for money and businesses and everything like that, we are going to have hard times. We're going to have hard times anyway, because I still don't personally believe that we are fully out of recession. I think at the minute we are literally like sort of on the edge, about to go back into another recession, even though I don't think we actually fully recovered from the previous ones from like 2000 and what was it, 2010, something like that. It happened. I can't remember exactly. So yeah, so I mean, of course, there will be hard times ahead. It goes without saying. But when you take, for example, countries like Canada that separated from the United States of America, you look at Canada, and I was there not too long ago, and it is an amazing country, has an amazing way of life, and they are not affected by things like what's happening over here in the UK and what's happening in America. So they didn't have the banking crisis. They are not involved in war in places like Iraq and Syria and all that sort of thing. And I just think, well, do you know what? As a united kingdom, we should be doing something like Canada. And we should be going, do you know what? We are good enough by ourselves to trade with anyone who we want to. And when it comes to the topic of immigration, yes, I think the European Union is wrong for doing the things the way that they are doing at the minute, because it puts people in Europe at a larger advantage than the people who are out of Europe. So, say for example, someone from France wants to immigrate to the United Kingdom. They can literally do that. That's not a problem. Couple of forms, but you're done. You can go. If someone from America wanted to come over here, there's forms, there's money, there is, oh my God, so much that has to be done. And I think that's not fair. You know, if we are going to have immigrants in this country, they should be from all around the world. And they should all have to leap through the same hoops to get into the United Kingdom. That's the way that it should be. So I think the European Union does work on a little bit of an odd basis on that front. But I'm not against immigration at all. I think that free movement is actually quite a good thing. Bear with me, just let me check my phone. That's another email. I've got a Snapchat now as well. Which, by the way, I will give you my Snapchat address if you would like to add me on Snapchat. My username thing is BevLive, and that is my little Snapchat picture at the minute. That's it backwards, should I say. Actually, is that the right way? I don't quite know. But that's my Snapchat thing. So if you want to go on, add me by username. It is BevLive, and I will be there on Snapchat. Okay, let's move on to another topic. Now, this one I have been wanting to talk about for quite some time, and it is to do with the presidential vote that happened in America. This is a big, big topic, and it is seriously complicated. I am as much a Donald Trump supporter as I am a Hillary Clinton supporter, and that is zero. I didn't support either of them during the campaign. Hillary Clinton, in my opinion, my phone changes her name with the autocorrect text thing to Hilarious Clinton, and I think that is quite fitting, because I think it's absolutely hilarious that since she lost, how many people are turning around saying that she lost because she's a woman. Hillary Clinton did not lose because she was a woman at all. That's not how it worked. Hillary Clinton lost because she was a corrupt politician and people saw through the bullshit. And it was predicted in the run up to the actual elections taking place that if the Democrats went with Hilarious Clinton and the Republicans went with Donald Trump, if it went to a head-to-head situation, Hillary Clinton was never strong enough to take on Donald Trump, and that is a fact. Like, had Bernie Sanders have gone up against Donald Trump, he would have won it hands down, and I guarantee you that right now he would have won. But it's sad to say, but money speaks in American politics, and that's just the way that their system works. So Donald Trump is a multimillionaire. And a lot of people say, well, he's a multimillionaire. So how does he know, what the working class want? Let me ask you the same thing of Hilarious Clinton. She's a multi-millionaire and has gained her millions through some very questionable ways, if we're being honest about it here. And, people think that she would have known what working class and poor people wanted in that country. She was never going to do anything for them. Okay, she would have possibly changed a few laws here and there, made things look quite sweet. But the answer is she was never interested in you. And the reason that you can tell that straight away is because when it actually came to her sort of getting the money into her campaign, look at who she was entertaining. So you had the rich bankers on Wall Street. She was in their pockets. The owners of multi-billion-dollar companies, she was in their pockets as well. So when they are the ones that are funding her campaign the most, when it comes to her actually being in power, who is she going to be supporting the most? There you go. It's not the common folk. So, out of the two, okay, yes, Donald Trump has won. And I will say it right now, he won by quite a considerable amount. He didn't win the popular vote, but let's face it, it's not a popularity contest. This comes down to politics. Now, a lot of people have said that, oh, it's the fault of the college system, whatever. Look, if that's the way that that system works in America, then people need to call for change to that system. Because if you start calling for change, if you protest for change, that sort of thing, change will happen. But by sitting online on Twitter, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Periscope, on everything you can think of, by typing the words "not my president," that is not going to stop Donald Trump becoming the president of the United States. If you are in the United States, anywhere in them, Donald Trump is going to be your president. And I don't care what you have to say about that. That is the truth. That's just the way that it goes. And how much can you tell that this is live? I can't edit this shit out. But that's the thing, though. He is going to be the next president. And it's at that time now where America sort of has to unite. The people have to unite. And, I've seen so much recently criticizing Donald Trump, saying, oh, he's done this, he said that. And I just kind of think, okay, do you know what? All of these people complaining were more than willing to give Hillary Clinton a chance, even though that she was corrupt. There was the whole email scandal. Like I said before, she was in the pockets of billionaires, and yeah, literally, she was never going to represent, the working class. But people were prepared to give her a chance. Well, why not be prepared to give Donald Trump the chance? This is a man that in the past has spoken in favor of same-sex marriage. He has gay friends. It's true. And he's worked with a lot of gay people as well. So when all this news comes to me saying, oh, he's homophobic, he's this, he's that, and I'm sat there thinking, well, actually, no, he's not. I've seen with my own eyes and heard with my own ears the man speak out in support of marriage equality. That's not something that a homophobic person does. Because at that time, he wasn't trying to run to be president. He wasn't trying to make money off it. He was interviewed and he was giving his opinion, and he did. And that's all that comes down to, right? Bear with, I need another drink. You see, this channel drains me of all of my resources. That was disgusting. Excuse me, and I hope that you can understand now why I like to edit my videos. So I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but I don't know what he's like as a president. So I cannot sit here and say he's going to be a bad president. I can sit here and say I'm not keen on the people that he's elected to put into his government. Those aren't the people that I would have in my government. But let's see what they do. Give them a chance. If they change a law, or if they, do something that pisses a lot of people off, then by all means, I will probably be on my social media urging people to protest that shit. But the fact is, he's not done anything. He's not changed any laws. All as he did was he ran for a job and he got it. He's not done anything, yet. He said stuff, but he's gone back on a lot of that stuff. So just give him a chance. That's all I can say about it. That really is all I can say. So yeah. Now my final thing to try and talk about is kind of actually a little bit to do with what I'm dressed with at the minute. So I actually have on my first ever onesie. I've never owned a onesie. I wonder if it'll fit over my earphones. Yeah, there we go. It does a little bit. It normally hides the hair a little bit better, which, yes, I'm more than aware I need a haircut at the minute. So this is my elf onesie. Isn't it fab? I do love it. But obviously my elf onesie represents Christmas. And far be it from me as a gay man to sit here and kind of support the Pope in anything that he's said. But this year, a few people who are high up in the Christian faith spoke out about the commercial side of Christmas. And I've got to agree with them. Like, this is a chip that I've been wearing on my shoulders for quite a few years now, in the fact that, you know, in modern day terms, we celebrate Christmas because of the birth of Jesus. That's what it is sold to us as. If you look back at Christmas, yes, it's a pagan holiday and it represents something completely different. Yes, I get it. But in modern day terms, it's to represent the baby Jesus being born. Not one thing I saw over Christmas told that story at all. I didn't go to any nativity plays or anything like that, in case anyone's wondering. I don't have kids. But it's like, you know, people go out and they buy these presents for kids. And at no point do they say, this is why we have presents. This is why we celebrate Christmas. You know, if you're wondering why there's a tree inside the living room for most of Christmas, this is why. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to explain to kids and future generations. This is what the meaning of Christmas is. Now, look, this has happened with a number of other holidays that don't kind of get celebrated anymore. You know, like people over here in the United Kingdom moan that we don't celebrate is it St. George that we have? And they say, you know, we don't celebrate that kind of thing. And it's like, well, probably because you didn't tell people why you should be celebrating it and that sort of thing. The meaning of Christmas is a little bit lost at the minute. You know, we go out and we spend money that 99.9% of us don't have to spare. You know, I know a lot of people that have gotten into debt this Christmas of 2016. And while, yes, it's created happiness and memories and all that sort of stuff, you know, the nice stuff, you have to wonder, is Christmas actually worth it when it actually just means that people get into debt and that's the long-term thing left after Christmas? And it's not to say that I don't want to celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas in the sense that, you know, family and friends come together. You know, it's a time of year when people are actually happy to see each other. And yeah, do you know what? I don't mind the gift side of it. I actually prefer giving gifts because I tend to get more excited about the gifts that I'm giving than the people that are receiving them. But that's for another video. And, you know, I'm just kind of a little bit at a loss this year as to why we're still kind of trying to pass Christmas off as, you know, this holiday that is to do with the birth of Jesus anymore. Because nowhere says it. You know, the adverts for shops don't say it. The toys that we buy the kids don't say it. I haven't actually seen any nativity scenes this year. So, you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of lost all meaning. And it's a little bit confusing as a kid. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great to get the presents and everything like that. But surely as a kid, a little part of them is going to start wondering, well, actually, why do we celebrate Christmas? Just bear with me, because this is kind of really irritating me at the minute, the fact that the camera looks to be filthy. Is that better? Have I just gone into, like, Ultra HD now? I so wish I had. But yeah, that's it. That's kind of all that I have to say at the minute. There is lots of other topics that I would love to talk about, and I am going to start making a little bit more of an effort to try and upload more to YouTube and all that sort of stuff. But the only thing that I can say is that, you know, when you come to visit my channel, just please bear in mind that, you know, my motivation at times does go stupidly low. My depression flares up, my anxiety kicks up, and those are times when it literally is better for me just to back off from the normal things and, just let me have a little bit of time and I'll be back in the end. That's all I can say. I mean, now that I've said that on a video, the likelihood is I'm probably going to die soon. And it'll go in the news and it'll be like, oh, this is the last thing that he said on his video. But yeah, that's it from me for now. So thank you for watching. Thank you to all the people who are, without me even uploading, they're still subscribing to my channel and liking the videos that I have done in the past. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to those of you who have been in touch with me, and everything like that. So yeah, thank you. I will speak to you soon.